Welcome to the topping off for the new Stoughton High School project. This is a major milestone. This is represents the completion of the erection and the foundation work for the new high school. The topping off ceremony is a ceremony at this point where you see the white beam behind me on the second level, which has the signatures of members from the town of Stoughton, Stoughton High School and their students, the project team, and the contractors, tradesmen have been working on this. I first want to, before we start this, I want to acknowledge the hard work of the tradesmen. We've had over 65,000 hours of work since July of 2017 without a reported injury. So congratulations to the team. Such good work. And we get the team back there. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. I also want to thank the town of Stoughton, the district schools department for their cooperation with the project team. Everybody has worked well together on this project. I want to acknowledge the architect, DRA, and Consigli Construction, our construction project management team. So congratulations. It's a team effort. My name is Dominic Tiberi. I'm the Senior Project Manager for Compass. We are the owner's representative, and without this whole group here that's sitting with us and the citizens of Stoughton who approved this project, we wouldn't be here. This is a great milestone that we have here. Behind us you see the gymnasium, the future gymnasium, and to the right here we see the future auditorium. You can see the auditorium seating here. Auditorium is a misnomer. It's really a performance center, so there's a lot of intricate parts to this thing. Somebody was talking, Jack McCarthy from the MSBA was quizzing me on what the tree means and what the flag means. And I will say that the tree represents back in, I guess it started back in the Scandinavian countries, I think it was Norway, where a lot of wood was used, and you topped off your house by putting a tree on it to appease the gods of the wood that you've taken from the forest. So that's where that came from. I like to think of it as a tree growing with strength and viability. So that's part of it. And of course the flag is for our patriotism. So we're going to do this quickly because we like to get back to work, but it is a major milestone. I'm going to hand this off to our school building committee chair, TJ Recupero, and we're going to have a few words from TJ and from Dr. Rizzi and from Jack McCarthy from the MSBA. So TJ, if you could come up.
Thank you, Dom, and thank you, everybody, for coming out. I'm glad we got good weather today. I don't want to take too much time, but I do want to thank some necessary people. The building committee, we have a couple new members, but the building committee has been on this for 4 years now, which sounds remarkable, but 4 years working on what we can now see is the beginnings of something tangible, which is just great to see. Everybody on the committee has put in a lot of hours to bring us to this point. Also, our project team, DRA, Compass Project Management, and Consigli couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier. I won't speak for the entire committee, but I think they would all agree that we picked the right people who have served the town well. Our legislative delegation, I've said this before, and I think this bears repeating. Before there was ever a concept in the queue at the MSBA, we invited Representative Mr. McCarthy and a couple other representatives from the MSBA came out to the town of Stoughton, had a meeting. And our legislative delegation, Representative Galvin, Representative Kafka, Senator Joyce, Senator Timilty, wasn't our senator at that time. He would have been there. He's here all the time for the town of Stoughton. They were there then. They're there when we've called them on this project along the way, and I thank them too. And I especially want to thank the MSBA. And I don't do that lightly. Along the process, I did a lot. I was a school building nerd. And I did a lot of reading about things like the connection between school facilities and academic performance. And there is a real tangible connection. And there's a reason why Massachusetts has the best schools in the nation. And I think in large part it's because we have a group like the MSBA that funds school buildings, keeps us with the best facilities, so that we can teach the best students in the country in our state schools. I think it goes underplayed. It should be on the front page of the Globe every weekend, telling people the great stories and the work that they do. So thank you, and you'll hear from Mr. McCarthy in a few minutes. And I'll close by saying I've been involved in this with the committee, as I said, for 4 years, but I can't help just having my breath taken away when I drive by this building and I see something there. And in the number of people that I thank, it can't be understated also that town meeting took a leap of faith on this when we asked town meeting 5 years ago, 6 years ago, whatever it was, can you appropriate $1 million on the hope that someday we can build a new school? The $1 million we appropriated for feasibility study. And there was a great sales pitch by several people. A few of them on the committee now. Dr. Rizzi, of course, Deborah Sovany, who made a pitch to town meeting, sold it well, and town meeting took that leap of faith. Can't help but thank them for doing that. Can't help but thank them for their support for the funds that it took to bring about the largest capital project this town has ever seen, maybe ever will in the near future. Actually, I hope so, by the way, because it's no small expenditure. But I think this should serve as a lesson in the town of Stoughton as we see it go up, that we can do big things. And I hope this isn't the last thing that we do. I think this is the start of many great things, and I hope everybody joins me in that wish. But I don't want to speak too long because I'm impatient. I want to see walls, I want to see corridors, and I want to see students in that building. So I'll end my remarks there, and I'll let us get on so that everybody can get back to work and finish the day's thing. Thank you.
Thank you, TJ. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. This is a spectacular day. There are several milestones in the course of this process. This is one of them. The next one will be the ribbon cutting. So we're almost there. The school, we hope, will open in July of 19. So our first school year will be the school year of 1920, and that will come very quickly. So this is a spectacular, spectacular building for the town of Stoughton, for the children of Stoughton. For quite a number of years now, our students have gone to other schools for sporting events, for concerts, for various different things, and they have maybe wondered why they didn't have a magnificent building like some of their local district and area towns have, and they will not have to wonder about that anymore. This is a magnificent statement about the value that we put in the children of this town. So it's huge, and it's going up, and it's been a very, very long process. It started with a few determined people 8 to 9 years ago. So I just want to leave you with one thought, which is the thought of the great anthropologist Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And now I'd like to introduce Jack McCarthy, who is the Executive Director of the MSBA. And without him, none of us would be standing here talking about this magnificent building. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that might be true, but I have to say, without your legislative delegation, I wouldn't be standing here either. So I just want to echo TJ's remarks. Representative Galvin and Kafka and Senator Timilty do a great job for you guys. They're always on the phone. Is Stoughton getting what they deserve? And so you are, and I know this might be Captain Obvious, but you guys are well represented up on Beacon Hill, and I thank them all for their leadership. You guys talked about the consultants that you have, DRA, Compass, and Consigli, and you commended them for a great job that they're doing, and you should. But what I want to do is commend you folks, because your building committee is the one that chose these consultants, and these consultants work for us all over the state, and you couldn't have chosen three better folks. Compass I've known for a long time. They did my high school in Norwood. DRA's designed some beautiful buildings for me, and Consigli brings it home on time and on budget, and I expect that again. So thank you. You should congratulate yourselves for doing such a great job of picking. And I just want to, congratulate Dr. Rizzi and Juliet Miller. I've said this before. When they came into the MSBA and talked about their ed plan for this high school, and Juliet was the one who presented, and I was excited. I said, I should go back because I think that's going to be a great place. And so it was one of the better presentations of an ed plan that we've ever seen. And so I just want to congratulate you again, and I hope I'm not embarrassing you. So it's interesting to look in there now, because there's a saying that I like to quote at the end of my speeches. It's by Dan Valentine, who was a reporter for Salt Lake City, who once described his school as a building of four walls with tomorrow inside. And you can't see tomorrow yet, but it'll be there when it's time to open. Can't wait to see you back here in July of 2019. Thank you.
So this is the first time I've ever said this. Without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Kyle and his team, and we're going to raise the beam in place.